Welcome to Miraculous Grace Christian Counseling's Flyby Counseling. This is Pastor Alan Wolander, and I will be your host for this session, which is entitled Understanding the Emotion of Anger. Anger is given to us by God. It's a normal, healthy human emotion, and it can be a very powerful emotion, which can produce feelings of frustration, hurt, annoyance, or disappointment. And the responses to these feelings can range from a slight irritation to an all-out rage. So not only is anger normal, but anger also has an intent. And anger's intent is to preserve, number one, our personal worth, our significance; two, our emotional needs, acceptance, competency, lovability; and three, our basic convictions, our validation of our beliefs and our values. Anger's purpose is to motivate us to a righteous action versus an unrighteous one. There are three types of anger: hasty and sudden, which is life or death. And this first form of anger was named by Joseph Butler, an 18th century English bishop, and is connected to the impulse for self-preservation, basically life. It is shared between humans and animals and occurs when tormented, injured, or trapped. The second type of anger is settled and deliberate, or you may know as fight or flight. This second type of anger is a reaction to perceived deliberate harm or unfair treatment by others regarding our self-worth, our emotional needs, and our basic convictions. These two forms of anger, hasty and sudden, and settled and deliberate, are what we would call episodic. The third type of anger is called inherent and dispositional. And this third type of anger is related to temperament rather than to instincts or cognitions. And we can see in this type of moodiness, quick temper postures, and those are examples of this last form of anger. Anger can also be aggressive or assertive. And the definition of aggressive anger is the need for control at someone else's expense using intimidation, or the need to be right, out to win, and usually involves using indirect behaviors. But aggressive anger can also be passive or open. And passive-aggressive anger is internalized, usually involves the need to be right, needing to be out to win, and utilizes the indirect behaviors, as I said earlier. And it tends to be secretive, manipulative, self-blaming, sacrificial, avoidance, and obsessive. While open aggressive anger, on the other hand, is an externalized need for control at someone else's expense, often utilizing the following behaviors: threats, hurtfulness, destructiveness, bullying, grandiosity, selfishness, vengeance, and rage. Assertiveness, on the other hand, is considerate of others' needs and utilizes communication, truth, and understanding. So how is it that we deal with anger? Well, there's basically 5 different ways we deal with anger. One is suppression, and that's ignoring interpersonal needs. The second is open aggression. And as I said, the need for control at someone else's expense using intimidation, whether it's physical or verbal. Passive aggression is the need to be right, out to win, and using indirect behaviors to accomplish that goal. Assertiveness, considerate of others' needs, utilizing truth and understanding. And the fifth way is dropping it. is recognizing our own personal limits of responsibility in regard to others. Now, this is just a brief overview about the emotion of anger. In some of the following sessions of flyby counseling, we'll be dealing with fight or flight, and we'll also be dealing with anger and your temperament. So until that time, we meet again. May God bless.